Unlucky? Damn, dude. Unlucky. Everybody's been talking about this game, Deb. Was it Surak? I know. I remembered he had the what is it, that game where he's like the shark boy. That's the game I remember from this guy. But I do remember this game too, Paddle Paddle. This game originally came out like way back in 2025. I don't know who that is. This guy made this game. He made a Paddle Paddle game, and back in 2025, it was pretty popular. It did pretty well. And then recently, he got it on sale. So there's a summer sale that hit, and then this is his game. So he put it on sale, right? He put it 40% off. It was like 4.49, which is not bad. 4.49 for an indie game that you kind of make kind of quick. That's fair. I think 2.69 would have been fair. I think once he got it on sale, I think he had a couple of issues where people were not giving him good reviews, or some were like saying, "Oh, thanks for the game," right? No fun, short, sloppy, beat it under 2 hours. I would refund. But if I could, but I waited too long to play it, so shouldn't I can. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen. It's nothing personal. I personally would not take this personal. If a guy said, "Hey man, your game was kind of short. I played for a little bit and that was it," I was like, "All right, it's not a game for you." I think that's fair. I personally wouldn't take this personally, especially if it's on sale already. So usually when you get game on sale and they're like for half off, usually you're gonna get people that are just gonna be curious. They're not gonna be really big fan base, people that are gonna enjoy your type of game. They're gonna be just mostly just, you know what, let me just try to see what this game is all about. It's got good hype, let me check it out. That sort of thing. And then usually those are the guys that are more than likely to refund you. But people that usually are in your fan base, that they're willing to buy your game, they will pay top dollar and then they won't mind paying for it. And they'll enjoy it and then they won't refund it. But then there are people that would say like, "Hey, I want to just check out this game. Let me see what this is about." Right? Like, I think a lot of these people that saw it on 40% off said, yeah, let me see what the hell this game's about. And they just said, "You know what, this game really isn't for me." And then for you guys that don't know, Paddle Paddle is just basically a game that you just paddle, and you just gotta do these, challenges that there are. Yeah, you got like the lava challenges, you got spikes, and if you get hit by the lava, or if you get hit by something, then you have to restart, and then you do have checkpoints. I think he added like this sort of like new feature where like there's different items you can purchase, different paddles, I guess. There were different kayaks or different boats that you can purchase, which is cool. I like that. I think maybe he thought that was gonna be his selling point, where people are gonna, "Oh, I want to get the new, boat or the new kayak I can use," and that's fair. I think that's actually a good perspective that he did. The game looks okay. Personally, if I personally would not play this game. Yeah, gonna look up. Yeah, look it up. It's really good. It looks decent for me. I personally, like I said, everybody's got a different taste. This reminds me too much of my game that I'm working on, which is Oh Shit Boulder. I think it's okay. I think it's not bad, but there has that sort of like that feeling where it's just kind of be like an endless runner, and then kind of like a game maybe you can find on mobile. Yeah. Okay, no problem. This is why people shouldn't release Slop. To be fair, I think this is an okay game. I'm not a fan base of these type of games, but I know people that it did well. You know what? It did really well. Like if you look at all the reviews, it did pretty decent. There are people that did actually buy it and confirm their purchase. I know he mentioned that 55,000 people returned it, however. Right? But then to be fair, in that perspective, those are probably just people that were just trying to like check it out and try to see what the hell this is about. And what was the hype about? Because originally, when I remembered when this came out back in 2025, July last year, this came out last year, it did pretty well. It was actually, they were mentioning that this game was pretty popular, right? It was doing well for the fan base. And really, that's what you should focus on, just the fan base. For some people, this might be slop. Some people, this might be actually pretty legit and cool. But to be fair, I think maybe he might have made this a little bit too easy. Maybe it was too, in that perspective, where it's just mostly gonna be more of a web-based game, like the comment mentioned. Alright, he mentioned like this is gonna be like more of a web browser game, like a browser game, like an itch.io sort of game, right? I think it does make sense to make it an itch.io game, and there's nothing wrong with that. Personally, I think I mentioned I have my games here, and I made money from my games, right? I got donations, a lot of donations from my game. Let me just pull up my my summary here. And I totally was not expecting to get money from my games. Right? These are my games here. I'll show you guys. Alright, these games are free. Except maybe for Asterium. That was not free. But this is free. This is free. This is free. I made money from my free games too. There's nothing wrong with having free games. There's a lot of people that will say, hey, I would pay for this game. And that's fair. I think that's pretty good. Some people will pay for your game and they will say, hey, I want to check it out. I want to see what it's all about. Oh, I really liked it, right? Or some people will say, yo, you know what? It's not for me. Let me get my refund. It's not really something I would enjoy. And I have no issues sharing my the amounts that I made for my itch games. Like I said, majority of these games are all web-based games. So there's nothing, nothing special about these games. Some of these got a lot of views, right? Some of them got really good ratings too, right? There's a couple of them that I got really, really good ratings. Like Town of Poe, people love that game, right? But I didn't get any donations from it. So like I said, maybe it's more of a browser game, and that's fine with me. I personally wouldn't take this personally, like he did. I know he mentioned, he's like, oh, they should definitely do something about the refunds. I think the refund for Steam is perfect. 2 hours is fair. And like I said, there's people, like, there's my coworkers that purchase, more expensive games or even other kind of games in bundles, or they purchase it separately. And they totally forgot about it. They forgot to install the game like years ago. It's like, hey, did you ever play that game in a bundle? It's like, nah, I never played it. It's like, dude, what are you going to do with all those games? Like, nah, it's okay. It was like a $2 game. Well, this is how Steam works, though. I don't know what they expected. Yeah, exactly. I like it. I like the 2 hour benchmark. Because I don't think if you had 2 hours, it would be too hard to be able to say, you know what, this game has too many bugs, or you're expecting something else. I like the 2 hour time frame. If it were an hour, that would be too little. I think an hour would be too little. 3 hours? Maybe not. It doesn't necessarily have to be 3 hours. But usually by the 1 hour mark of playing the game, you'll know if it's a game that you're expecting it to be a good game. And then usually about an hour and a half, you get a time to refund and all that. So I think 2 hours is perfect. Nothing against Steam. I think if I was in his shoes, I'll be okay with it. I don't know, but I'm more than likely I'll be okay with it. I will learn from it, and I would kind of like try to get more different games. But it's also kind of like leads into the whole Scritch's Cash game. Alright, the game that I mentioned. I found the retard back. You found him. It kind of leads back into the other game that I did, which is Scritchy Scratchy. You guys know about that Scratch game. Yeah, it's Scritchy Scratchy. This is kind of a web-based game too. What's up, Injust? How are you? This is a web-based game. Absolutely, this is an absolute web-based game, right? This game, nothing special, but damn is addicting. Alright, this is what I meant. This is more of a addictive game, and it's got really good reviews. And the reason why people want to play it is because it has that gambling aspect of it. I'm not saying you should make a gambling game, but it does lead into more productive, decisions when you're making your game. Been good streaming more? Nice. Congrats, dude. Stream more, man. I haven't seen you. So yeah, it kind of leads into more in that perspective. And then I think indie game developers and solo game developers should start thinking to themselves like, do I want this game to be more of a commercial sort of thing, and do I need to do something else, or should I just go the free route, a hobby route, which is fine. Personally, if you do a cheap hobby route, $2, $4 game, it's okay. I mean, if you make money from it, perfect. You can use that for gas. You can use it for whatever you need. Obviously, don't use it for your rent. It might not be a good idea. It might not be something you want to deal with, but it might lead into more gambling games, I think. I think more games are going to be more like this Scritchy Scratchy game. We're going to lead to people get into kind of like that aspect, like, oh, I better gamble, I better do something addicting to the game. So yeah, that's a good comment. Make sure to check it out. And like I said, if you like Paddle Paddle, play it. If you don't like it, then, it's not for you. It's fair. It's not for me. I'm not going to buy this game. I already know. I saw the game reviews. It's not a game I'm going to play. So yeah, Maybe it's free. I might check it out, but a game I would pay, not really for me, and that's fair. I'm more into the shooter type of games. So yeah, that's my kind of like my input. Yeah, like I said, maybe you're into the gambling stuff. Yeah.